Yeah. So what we are discussing today is file permissions. So what we are discussing is file permissions. Something like in Windows. So if something like we can see something like so if it is a file or directory, so we can able to see, and we can create so we can create with the help of images. But in Linux, so everything will be
Command line.
command line. Everything will be command line. So how you can find out, how we can find out, so if it is a file or if it is a directory, so how you can find out, how we can find out, guys? So I already told you, so how we can find out if it is a file or a directory or a something like a link file.
So there is abbreviation that if it is start with L, if it is start with D dash, right? That's what you're asking.
Yes, yes. So this is nothing if in the starting of the line. So if you use the ll command, if starting of the line is the starting of the line hyphen is nothing but a file. The starting of the line D is nothing but a direct.
Directly.
So starting of the line L is nothing but a
Link.
link file, right?
Yes.
So this is the way we can find out a file or directory or a directory or a link file. Something like a permissions. So permissions, what are the permissions? When you create a directory or when you create a web file, so what are the permissions? It came something like a permissions like rwx, something like r equal to r is nothing but a read. R is nothing but read. Something like in character it is nothing but a r. In numerical format it is nothing but a 4, guys. So in numerical format it is nothing but a 4, something like a w means right means the numerical format is 2. The numerical format is 2. X is nothing but a execute permission. X is nothing but a execute permission. Execute permission means right. So when you create a file,
Eric, can you ask or can you put on mute everyone?
guys, mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself.
I think you can mute them if they are not muted.
Yes, I think Harry, you can mute them.
Yeah, guys. So how you can notations are so read equal to 4, write equal to 2, and execute equal to 1. Something like the file will be the first. How you can find out something like so if it is a file or directory, you will get the same like hyphen symbol. The next thing is, so the next thing is rwx. So rwx is nothing but the user permission, user who is created that user. So that the next rw is nothing but a group. The next rw is nothing but a group. So the next rw is nothing but a others. So these are the, so what is the permission? The first is nothing but a file or directory. The second one is nothing but a owner. The second one is nothing but OMO permissions, a group permissions. This is others permissions. Owner, group, others. Owner. So owner having a RWX permissions, group having a RWX permissions, others having a RWX permissions. So RWX means, guys, RWX means 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 equal to
6.
7. 6 plus 1. Yeah, 7. Something like owner having a read, write, execute permissions, a group having read, write, execute permissions, something like others having read, write, execute permissions. Now you got it right. So this is the character, something like a character notation. So this is nothing but a numerical notation. Numerical notation. First three is nothing but a owner. The second three is nothing but a group. The third three is nothing but a others. Others, whatever it may be, something like a group. Hari is the owner. Group, which group? A DevOps group. Something like others. Others means HR. Something like a secondary group. So others. So Hari having a owner. Who is the owner? Hari. Or else root. Who is the group? Group also root, for example. Others also something like a root or a DevOps. Yes. Now you understand, right?
Hari, I have a question.
Yeah.
So if everybody has the same permission like RWX, then what is the reason to have like honor group, DevOps or others,
Yeah. So everyone having something like everyone doesn't having a read, write, execute permissions, right?
Oh,
For
okay.
example,
Okay.
I'm telling you something like a read, write, execute. So something like I will tell you. So umask value. Umask value. So umask means user mask value. User mask value. So user mask something like a. So whenever we define the OS, so that time they defined a default umask value for a normal user and root user. So normal user and root user. So umask value for root user is umask for root user is 022. 022. What is the umask value of a root? 022. Umask value of a normal user. Normal user means Ari. For example, any one user. The umask value is 002. So 002. So whenever you create a file or a directory, so you create a directory or file. So you will get that permission. Something like for directory, so it will be a 777, and for file it will be a 666 permissions. So for example, so umask value for root equal to 002, right? So something like the permissions are 777 and 022. Yeah. So can you minus this one? 7 minus 2? 7 7 7 minus 2 5. 7 minus 2
Five.
5. So what is the default value when you create a directory? When you create a directory as a root user, what is the permission? So D. So 7 means, guys,
R W
X. So first is for owner, the second one is for group. Guys, tell me.
RW
RW hyphen. So there is no execute permission, right? RW hyphen. RW, no. R.
no R and X, I
X.
believe.
Yeah,
Yes,
R and X.
X.
Yeah, the same way R X. So owner having a full permissions, but group having only read and execute permissions. Others also having read and execute permissions. Read and execute permissions. So this is for a. This is for a. This is for a directory. So what about file? So 666. What is the permissions? You must default you must for 222.
2 0.
Yeah. Yeah, what is the permission? 644. File creating as a root user. Nice, now you tell me. Hyphen, file is hyphen. What is that? 6 permissions? 6 is not
Right, written right.
right.
Yeah, RW,
RW hyphen
R,
R hyphen
and R.
next R
R.
hyphen.
That's it.
So this is, so when you create a when you log in as logged in as a root user, so once he create the directory, the default permission is 755. So once we create a file, the default permissions will be 644. 644. So let me try. So if the permission is getting or not. So now you understand, right, guys? The permissions.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Guys, yeah. So when you create something like logged in as a, so what is the umask value for normal user? Normal user umask value is 0,002, right? So something like a normal user umask value is, umask means user mask 0 double something like 002. So something like if you so directory contains something like 777. If you want to create a directory, so 777 002. So what is that? 7 7 7 5, right? 7 minus 0 7, 7 minus 0 7, 7 minus 2 5. The same way, when you create a file 666 002, the unique value. So what is that? So 6 6 4. So when you create the when you create a directory with the with a normal user, the file permission, the folder permission is 775. So when you create a root user, when you create a directory as a root user, the permission is 755. But when you create a normal user, the permission is 775. The same way, so when you create a file, the permission, whatever the permission, will get the file as a root user 644. The same way, so a normal user create a file, so you will get the 664. Here 664, here 644. So here 755 a directory. So here 775. So now you can see how you can get that file permissions.
क्या अच्छी जिंदगी है इन लोगों की।
Why I'm getting untitled?
सिल्वर का है ही नहीं। हाँ? कोई सिल्वर का बर्तन नहीं, सब मट्टी का। वही मैं पका रही, वही मैं खा रही। ये देखो।
Just mute yourself.
पानी दो, जैसे सफाई को धो रही है।
Sorry about that.
So how many ways so we can connect from normal user to root user? How we can switch? So how many ways how we can switch from a normal user to root user? Sudo sudo su right? So the other way is sudo -i. So the other way is su root. The other way is su right? So these are the ways: sudo -su sudo -i su root su. So you can switch multiple ways from normal user to root user. Now you got it right, guys. So I logged in as a which user?
Root user.
Root user. So I'm trying to create a ls. So I'm trying to create a mkdir something like us class 2. I'm creating a directory us class 2. So what are the permissions we'll get? What are the permissions, guys? Tell me. So when you create a directory as
755.
755. Yeah, 755 means rwx, rx, rx, right? Yeah, we'll see. So if you're getting this. So how we can see the permissions? What is the command?
LL.
Yes, ll means
List.
yeah, long list.
Long list.
ls means a list. ll means long list. Long list. Okay. So us class 2, the directory is created. So how you can find out? So here so in ls, do you know how to find out something like a is there any possibility to find out the directory file or something like a link file? No, right? Through ls command. But ll command, you will get the full info. The starting letter of the letter is nothing but we can find out a directory or something like hyphen. If it is a hyphen, something like a file. If it is a link file, right, guys?
Yes.
So what is the owner permission? RWX, right? Yeah. So what is the group permissions? What is the group permissions? RW, RX. So what about the others permissions? What about the others? You get 755. Now you understand, right? The same way. If you want to create a file, right? How to create a file? What are the ways to create a file? So how many ways are there for creating a file?
Touch.
Yeah, touch is one way. The other way is,
MK directory.
sorry?
I think MK or MD directory.
No.
So I'm trying to create a file.
MT5 or data file.
So touch is the one way. So use the touch. So without the data, we can create the file. The other way is VI. Right? Yeah, touch. So in the list, so do you find out if it is a file or directory? No. But in the long list, so we can find out. So the starting letter is hyphen is nothing but a file. The starting letter D is nothing but a directory. So what is the permissions? So what are the permissions? So what are the permissions we are getting while creating the file? So what are the permissions?
644.
What are the permissions? 6444, right? So
Yes.
yeah, we can see it. So 6 RW 4 plus 2 6 4 4, right? 6 4 permissions. Now I am something like a user add Hari. I created a user. I'm switching to Hari user. Hari user is a normal user. Okay. I'm trying to create is there anything? Directory. US class 3. I'm creating directory US class 3. LS. I'm creating a file touch Hari dot.
I think number 2 is right?
Mute yourself, guys. Yeah, I created a directory and a file. How you can list out by using LL. So if it something like hyphen. So what are the permissions while creating a normal user? While creating a normal user, the file permissions is 664 and the directory permission is 775. 664 775. Yeah. 66. RW means 4 plus 2, 6. RW means 4 plus 2, 6. R means 4, right? Here, the text, when you are creating a file, it will get the 664. So the same way, a directory. The same way, a directory. So when you create the directory, RWX, RWX, RX. RWX means 7, RWX means 7. So user or owner 7, a group is a RWX, and the others is nothing but a RX. 775 per file 664. The way root user. So what are the permissions you will get? A directory. When you create a directory, defaultly automatically get the some permissions. That permissions is 755. The same way 644 for a file. 644 for file, 644 for file, 755 for a directory. If I as a normal user, 664 for file and 775 for directory. So these are the default permissions. These are the default permissions. I want to change the permissions. I want to change the permissions for a file. So how we can change the permissions? Anyone knows, guys?
chmod command, chmod.
chmod.
Yeah. chmod is the command. chmod means change mode. Mode is nothing but a permissions. Change mode. Something like I want to. So we can modify the permissions either numerical format or a character format. A numerical format or a character format. I'm showing you a numerical format. I'm giving a 777 permissions to file. 777 permissions to file. So what are the permissions you will get? 777 means
Full permission.
777 means full permissions. So RWX. So now it is 664, but I am changing it to 777. So defaultly we will get the 664 permissions. So if you want, you can change it whatever you want. So change it, right? RWX. I want to change it to something like a 444. Something like 444 permissions. How we can change it? You see, right, guys? R. Only read. So only read. So we cannot enter into that file. Something like cat. You see? So what it shows? Read only. What it shows? Read only. You guys understand, right? So this is the chmod is the command to change the a file or directory permission. Chmod, I want to change it to something like 777 or whatever it may be, 777 or 775, 775. So whatever it may be, you can change it. Something like US class 3. I'm changing the permissions to 777. Yeah. So something like a capital R. chmod hyphen capital R. Capital R means recursive. 774 something like US class directory. In the directory, something like Hari directory is there. Hari directory something like Wasif is there. So Wasif is there. So if you use the hyphen R option, so what are the permissions? The directory also having the same permissions, and the subfolder also having the same permissions. In the subfolder also having the same permissions. So if file something like a file1.txt, the file1.txt also having the same file, same permissions. Something like chmod hyphen capital R without hyphen R 777 US class something like array.txt wasif something like file1.txt, something like files are there. So I'm executing this chmod 777. So it will affect only the first folder, first directory, first to directory. So with is a directory having a subdirectories and files, but it will not change the permission in the subdirectory. If you are using -r, it will change everything. It will change everything whatever we gave. It will change everything whatever we gave. Something like I will show you. You got chmod, cd us class 3, here mkdir, hurry. So you can see what is the permissions for hurry. rwx, rx means 77775. So in hurry.txt, if you use the hurry.txt, touch file 1, file 2, file 3. So what are the permissions? R of 664, right? Now I am in the home hurry us class 3 hurry. I created a hurry file. So chmod something like 755. So what is the permission is there in the US class? So 777. I'm changing the permission to US class 3. US class 3. LL. It's changed, right? So before it is a 777 permission. So it changed RWX, RX. But we can see it in the US class. So the permissions will not change in the a subdirectory or a files, subdirectories and files. So but if you use -r, chmod capital R 777, so 777 US class 3, US class, sorry, US class 3. Now you see the permissions are full permissions. You will get US class, the full permissions, and CD US class. Hurry also. Before hurry, something like RWX, only RX. But now the permissions will be RWX. So we'll see, we'll enter into the hurry directory, subdirectory. Then you can see what is the permissions for RWX. Before it is something like RWR, but now RWX. So if you use the -r, symbol, so if you use the -R symbol, so entire what are the files or directories, subdirectories or files. So it will affect everything. It will affect everything on that directory. So now you got it right, guys. The clarity about -R and -R. Okay, guys, understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the file permissions. So what about the owner? Something like, what about this hurry? What about these two, hurry? So when you create a root, so it will be a root. It will be a root. So what is this? So this is a owner or user who logged in. So hurry is a logged in. So hurry is a owner. So who created this file? Who created this file 1? Hurry. Who is the owner? Or user? Hurry is the user. So this is nothing but a group. The first one is nothing but a user or a owner. The second one is a group permissions. The second one is a group permission, something like the first is a owner, the second one is a group, the second one is group, something like exit. So something like US class 1. So PWD is root. I'm switching to something like Hari user. So who is the owner of this file? US class 1. Who is the owner? Yeah, give me a second. So root, right? So LL. So I am logged in as a root. So who is the owner? A root. Group is root. I'm trying to access this. I'm trying to access this folder as a Hari user. So what is that? So PWD is cd something slash root, cd slash something root, or US class 2. You see, permission denied because of. So who is the owner for this? Who is the owner for this class? Who is the owner for this directory? So root is the owner, but group also owner. Group also owner. But I'm changing it to exit. I'm changing it to ch one means change ownership. Something like first one is root colon, the second one is Hari root US class 2. Now you can see the permissions. So owner is root, other group is Hari. Something like, now I am trying to switch to Hari. So now I am trying to root US class. Permission denied. So because of first we need to see the first we need to. Hey guys, please mute yourself. Yes, class. Because so the first we need to get the root permission also. Root directory, root permissions. Exit cd pwd ll. The same way we can say verify hyphen ls hyphen ld if we got the directory permissions root. So what is the permission? Root. I want to change it to ch1 root Hari slash root. The same command you can use ls hyphen ld. So what is that? Hari. Now you can switch it to Hari user. Hari user, something like the permissions. So I'm trying to access the root. So before it is a permission denied, now I'm able to access because of Hari is in the group. That is the reason I'm able to access. So now you can see something like so here Hari is there. I want to switch to yes class 2. So right. So when before it is a permission denied, now it able to access. So then so yes class 2. Now you got it right, guys. So if you want to change the permission, something like, so here I want to exit site exit. So something like mkdir hyphen p us class Hari So what is the permissions for US class? ls-ld. If you want to get the directory permissions, you can use ls-ld. ls-ld command you can use. So what is the permission? Hari is the, so what is the group permissions? Something like for Hari folder. So for Hari folder, so group permission also root. I want to change the everything, something like ch1. So the option is -r. -r means recursively. Recursively, Hari, something like a root. Owner is root. Hari is something like US class 2. This class 2. Now you will get the permission. You see, Hari also, so that Hari also having Hari permissions, or else you can see US class 2. You see? Understood, guys? CH1 and CH.
Yes. Yes.
I want to change the permission about the group also. CH change group. CH or grp change group. So I want to change it to something like a dot, or you can use it. So I want to change it to EC2 hyphen user. EC2 hyphen user. So what is that? Hari folder. Invalid group. I think there is no group. EC2 user. I want to Hari. Right? Hari group also not there. You can check it. Whatever the group is there, you can give it that group. But so you can give it a option colon is there, and either a dot. You can use a dot or option. Okay, you can use it that group command. So this is the file permissions. These are the file permissions. Now you understand, right, guys? Right or wrong? So we'll get the file permissions. So these are the same way ch hyphen r is nothing but a hyphen capital is r is nothing but a recursive. So whatever the permissions you want, So if you want to change it to only ch1 hyphen r, something like I want to change it a group permission. Either you can use colon, or you can use ch1 hyphen capital R. A dot also it will be taking dot Hari or hyphen capital R root colon Hari. So we can use a colon symbol or a dot symbol, or we can use both owner and group. Owner and group. Now you got it right, guys. The permissions.
Yeah.
Any doubts?
No.
Okay. So then we will start something like tomorrow we will start a package management. Package. Okay, guys. Package management will be divided into two types: RPM and YUM. So RPM means Red Hat package management. Okay, Red Hat package management means YUM means, as anyone knows, yellow dog update modifier. Update modifier. So we want to install the package on. So we want to install the package on. So we want to install the package on a MacBook. What is the extension? Does you know, guys? .dmg or .dpkg, right? So if .dpkg, then only it will understand. Then only it will install. Something like in Windows. So what is the extension?
.exe.
Yeah, .exe. So if it is a Mac, it will be something like .dmg or .dpkg, right? In the same way it is a Windows. So the the file permission, the software permission is .ext. Ext means executable. What is the permission? Executable. So if it is a Red Hat or CentOS or Fedora. So Fedora, what is the extension, guys? .rpm. .rpm. So what is the file extension for our Red Hat, guys? .rpm, Red Hat Package Management. I will show you. So you see, download for Mac, download for Windows. 64-bit Windows setup. You see here, something like which extension it will be? Guys, the extension is
exe.
.exe, executable. The same way, yeah. So these are for CentOS. So what is the extension, guys?
RPM.
Yeah, RPM. Something like for a Mac. For Mac, we will get something like .dpkg. So what is the extension for these guys? So what is the extension? I will show you.
DMG.
Yeah, .img. For Linux, what is the extension? Install git. You see, guys, what are the packages installed? .rpm, 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 right? .rpm, .rpm, .rpm. So if the package is installed or not, how you can find out? How you can find out in the Windows? How you can find out in the Windows? So if you go to the control panel, in the control panel, add or remove programs. In the add or remove programs, installed program will be listed out. So what are the installed in the company? The same way in I think in the Mac you can see the what are the softwares installed, right? So these are the GUI. GUI we can find out. So in CLI, how we can find out in the CLI? So what?
Hello.
Hello. Guys, are able to see my screen?
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Are able to hear, guys?